Everyone, welcome to Beexam lab simulation series for Microsoft 365 Security Administration course, MS-500. Now, as you would be knowing that with the lab simulation questions, one is generally given a username and a password, and then he or she is expected to perform a set of tasks in a live environment on a virtual machine. Now, in a real exam, you will be logging into a Microsoft 365 admin portal, which is basically www.admin.microsoft.com, obviously using the username and the password that has been provided to you. Now here we are using our own test lab environment to show you or to walk you through the scenarios in this exam. Now this is our first lab simulation exercise for this entire series. I hope that it will be a great learning exercise for all fellow learners. Let's just start off with the administrative assignment that we have for lab exercise 1. So here our objective is that you need to ensure that a user named Vicki Nelson can manage all the settings for Exchange Online. Now keep in mind the solution must use the principle of least privilege. Alright, so as we discussed before that to achieve the objective is that Vicki Nelson, which is a user in our Microsoft 365 environment, we have to assign him permissions so that he can manage and change settings in Exchange Online environment. Now we also have to make sure that the principle of least privilege is followed, which means we shouldn't be assigning him a global administrator role, which will give him a role of a super user. Another option that you could consider was a help desk admin. But the help desk admin may not be able to change most settings in Exchange Online environment. They basically have view of all the recipients, and they can change some properties of individual recipients, but they won't be able to make major changes in Exchange Online environment. But organization management role group members can pretty much almost do everything in Exchange Online. So let's just go and assign the necessary permissions to achieve our objective. So if you can't see Exchange Online admin center here, just click on show all, and that will populate all the admin centers for us. So clicking on Exchange will take us to Exchange admin center. Now what I meant to you about the permissions, if you want to see more of it, just click on roles and go on admin roles. So you can select organization management here, and you can see the description of this role. Now the description here says members of this management role group have permissions to manage Exchange objects and their properties in Exchange organization. So assigning membership to this particular role group will be a perfect answer for Vicki Nelson. Now, in order to assign the permissions, we'll have to go to the classic Exchange admin center. Let's just wait for a second while it's getting populated. And then we go to permissions, and under the admin roles, we will find organization management. Here it is. And then we can edit this role group. This dialog box is showing different properties of this role group. On the bottom here, we can see the current members of this role group, and we can just click on the plus sign, and then we can search for Vicki Nelson, our user that needs to be added to this role group, and then we can say okay. Vicki Nelson has appeared here, but you have to save your changes. Always save your changes, and then we can save our changes. So now Vicki Nelson has been added to organization management role group. Now if you want to confirm that, you can on the screen that on the right hand side, which is showing you different properties here, just see the member section. You see Vicki Nelson has been added as a member of this role group, which means that Vicki Nelson as a user now will have access to most Exchange Online settings, which was the objective of our first lab simulation environment. Thank you.